I'm out here at my dad's place now. I'm gonna get a couple vehicles out of his way. And then also, I realized I didn't bring lunch with me, and I can't go get lunch with that big trailer on. There's nowhere I can go. I'd have to unhook the trailer or have something delivered to me and pay the crazy delivery fee. So I decided, you know what, I'll just call my dad, see what he's doing, go meet up with him, ride with him for lunch, and grab a couple cars. As you guys know, I travel a lot and my truck is pretty fuel efficient, but that fuel bill adds up quickly. One way I can help offset that a little bit is with today's sponsor, Upside. With Upside, you can earn cash back when you buy gas or diesel from participating locations. The Upside app is completely free to download and use. It's super simple. You just hop on the app, look to see what locations have what offers. I picked Love's, so now I just head there. Once I'm there, I just tap claim offer, then fill up like normal. Then when you're done, you tap I've paid, and you're done. That's that. Your cash back will post within a few days. As far as redeeming your cash back, there are many options to choose from. To redeem your cash back, you just tap on the dollar amount, and you can see here there are many options to choose from. Let's say I'm going to Cabela's later and I think I'm going to want to spend about 20 bucks. I can put $20 on a Cabela's card and boom, that's that. You can split it up however you want. You can even put it into your bank account. Me personally, I usually just put it all onto PayPal. And then I have a PayPal debit card, so I just go inside the store if I want to buy some snacks or a drink or whatever it may be, and I go ahead and spend that money on my PayPal debit card. It works out good that way because I don't always stop for snacks when I get fuel, but on the times that I do want to stop and get snacks, I can do it pretty much guilt-free because that money is there thanks to Upside. Top Upside earners earn as much as $300 a month. To find out how much you can earn, you can click the link in the description below and download the free Upside app. Use my promo code ADVENTURE and get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. Thanks again to Upside. Now I'm headed back to the yard. There we go. This is the last load for the day. I'm just going to park the trailer here. I don't have time to unload it tonight. I'll come out here first thing in the morning, get it unloaded, hook back up to the trailer, hit the road, and hopefully I can get the rest of the old vehicles that are in the way moved, and maybe a couple others. Going out to my dad's place ate up a lot of time that I didn't plan on doing today, but I know he was wanting to get those vehicles out of his way. And I actually have that truck sold already. Speaking of that, all the vehicles I've hauled so far, the 71 LTD is sold, and then the square body Chevy truck is sold. Everything else, as of filming this anyway, is still available. But this old Chevette over here, somebody really ought to put that back on the road. My dad kind of dinged it up a little bit. You can kind of see here where something scraped it down there, messed the chrome up, and something rubbed the fender. But look at the inside of this thing. Needs a good cleaning, but I mean, it's really not that bad. As always, if you're interested in something, my email is in the description below. Just email me and let me know which vehicle. If you can send me a screenshot of the vehicle that you're interested in, that'll be really helpful. But at the very least, if you just send me the timestamp of where in the video the vehicle is and what video it's in. People all the time will say, hey, that blue Plymouth that was in that video you posted 8 months ago, I'm interested in that. And I go through so many cars, I don't even remember what they're talking about. Speaking of blue Plymouths, we got this Fury 3. Don't know what year this is. Is this a 70 model? 72. It's a complete car. It's got a little bit of rust issues here in the quarter panels and into the rocker panels, but it's not like falling in half rust. I don't know if these cars are worth the effort to fix this one or not. At the very least, though, this will make an excellent parts car being complete like it is. And then here, this car, this is an old Roadmaster estate wagon. Pretty neat car. I like how it has the bubble glass up in the roof. Let's see if we can open this door so you can see that a little bit better. There we go. Oh, I got this in the way. Move that out of the way. There we go. Now it'll open up. Yeah, you can see that bubble glass up there. That's pretty cool. I kind of thought about keeping this car here. Maybe turn it into like a camper trailer or something like that. Because it's pretty beat up, honestly. It's kind of rusty. You see here the quarter panels are rusted out. The body's all beat up on it. Lots of trim is gone. But the frame is still good. And the floors have a little bit of rust, but they're not too terrible. But if a guy was going to make a camper trailer out of it, none of the rust in the quarter panels and that stuff really matters. I've really been thinking about doing stuff like that on the second channel, just taking random old vehicles and making campers or cabins or whatever out of them, play with them for a little while, then just go ahead and sell them on to somebody else or scrap them out or whatever. I mean, this car here was one that was going to get crushed, but I decided, no, I'll do something with it. At the very least, it's got a lot of good parts. I like these better than the Chevy wagons, mainly because of that bubble roof. And then the other car that I hauled out earlier, I gotta get the, I guess I gotta undo all the hitch and everything first before I start lifting the legs up. But there was that 79 Diplomat, which is I think the first year of the Diplomat. It's a complete car except for the wheels, and not a whole lot of rust, a little bit around the rear wheels, but a pretty complete car other than like the wheels, I could say. And I'm trying to remember, oh, it's got a 318 in it. The interior is kind of ragged at in a little bit, but you know, if somebody wanted one, that might be the one to fix up there, being as complete as it is. But I don't know. I'll be glad when I get a tailgate on this thing. They still can't get me a tailgate. It's wild. Which way does this gotta go? This way? Okay. It's just crazy to me that tailgates are that far on back order. They said there might be a slight delay, but then they actually said they could get it right in and get it done all within a week. But all of that changed radically. Well, see you guys in the morning. So yesterday it got right up to the freezing point, and so it melted the very top layer of everything, and then it froze almost immediately. And so there's a real super slick layer of ice on top of everything that's hard packed, and my truck is completely stuck. I'm not sinking, nothing like that. I'm just sitting right here on top of the ice. I got this big old honking heavy trailer back here behind it, just won't budge. So what I did is I put my truck in neutral. I'm gonna have to drive the loader all the way around the whole yard and come back up here behind it and just shove it forward. I might be able to unload this car here, and that'll lighten it up a little bit, although I really need it to be lighter back there rather than up here because I need the traction on my truck. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm not stuck, I'm just not able to go. This stuff is just an absolute nightmare. I've never seen weather like this in my entire life. This is the wettest, coldest winter I've ever seen. I've seen wetter winters and I've seen colder winters, but the combination of both of them together has been the worst this winter of anything I've ever seen. So it's not fun, I'll tell you that. But next week, it's supposed to get up in the 40s. It's supposed to rain a whole bunch, probably gonna get kind of muddy, but I'd rather deal with the mud than the solid sheets of ice. There we go, we got it shoved forward, got it unloaded. Let's see if I can drive out of here now. See what happens. Is it gonna go? Oh yeah, no problem. I'm not even in four-wheel drive and it's going. So yeah, I don't know what the deal was. I think maybe the tires on the back of the trailer on that side over there, they were kind of in a low spot that had filled in with a little bit of water and then it had frozen. So I'm thinking maybe they were frozen in place was what the problem was. I have absolutely zero clue why this thing is so heavy. This thing, at first I thought it was frozen in the ground, and it was a little bit. I had to pop it out of the ground, but this thing is just flat heavy. The truck itself isn't anything special. I mean, it's just an old 1.5 ton, like a early to mid 50s Dodge. Nothing special there. It's a wood floor, just a regular old bed. It's got a sickle mower in the back of it. I got that truck bed full of just miscellaneous dirty copper that was in the way. Take it out there to get out of the way, and then there was a big iron tractor wheel, and then just a few odds and ends small, you know, 15, 16 inch implement wheels and tires. But I mean, I don't understand. I can barely pick this thing up. I can't tilt it back. I have no clue why it's so heavy. This thing is every bit of probably about 6 tons, 6.5 tons, something like that. And the truck itself shouldn't weigh anywhere close to that. And then the stuff that's in the back of it, I mean, 1,000 pounds. I mean, there's maybe 3,000 pounds on the back of it. So that would mean this truck would have to weigh, you know, 9,000 pounds. And I just don't see how it weighs that much. Yeah, these big old farm trucks are heavy, but they're not that heavy. They're usually more like in the 6,000 or 7,000 pound range. The only thing I can think of is that maybe it has a real thick steel floor over the top of that wood that's in there. If that's the case, which the wood's not rotted, so I'm guessing it's got some sort of steel floor up above it. If it's got a steel floor on there that's thicker metal, then that would explain why it's so heavy. And I mean, sure, there's a little bit of snow and water weight in there too, but there's got to be something in there that's just way heavy. But anyway, this is a real clean truck if anybody's into old Pilot House trucks. It's got a few dents in the roof, but other than that, real nice truck. I bought this at an auction. They said it ran perfect, but they couldn't keep brakes on it. Typical farm truck story. It's got a little bit of rust somewhere. I think it's up there somewhere. And then the dash has a little bit of rust where the windshield was leaking on it. But overall, it's a very nice cab and front clip. If somebody's interested in it, send me an email. All right, guys, it is lunchtime. Today, I brought my lunch with me. So I'm gonna get everything set up. We'll see what's going on. We got a strip steak, 1 egg, and some leftover carrots from last night. Plus I brought an apple, plus I brought dessert. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I've never cooked a strip steak in this pan before, so I guess we'll find out together. There we go. Fancy chair. There we go. Altogether, this meal cost, well, actually we cut the steak in half. The other half went in with some other steaks, and we made a roast last night. But including dessert, I'd say this cost roughly $5. So maybe $6. So I don't know where else you can go eat a steak dinner for $6, but you can at the Junkyard. I'm gonna dig in, but first, let's say some grace. All right, I am starving. It's actually mid-afternoon right now. I got so busy dealing with that truck. Oh, speaking of that truck that I hauled out to my place, it has a real thick diamond plate steel floor in it. I kind of cleaned the back of it out because I was so curious. So that's why it's so heavy. It's got a very, very heavy floor in that thing. And that's kind of what I was guessing, but that was definitely the case. These carrots were so delicious last night. I almost ate all of these too, but I thought I need something else to go with my steak tomorrow, so. Oh yeah. Just as good as they were last night. That egg did not want to cooperate. Normally I'm pretty good at just kind of making them over medium is the way I like them on my steak. This one here just kind of fell apart on me. I don't know what the deal was. But it's still going to taste good. Put a little bit of egg with my steak. Let's find out. Yep, that's good. This steak is a little bit tougher. The last time I cooked a steak in this pan here, it's actually on the second channel, I cooked a ribeye, and that was just about perfect. And it's a lot more tender. This strip steak, I'm not a big fan of strip steaks. Like I say, we were making a roast, and when you're making a roast, a lot of times you can use strip steaks for that, and they turn out really good. But this one here is a little bit tough for cooking. Oh well, beggars can't be choosers. Came out really good though. So I'm gonna finish this, we'll get back to work. I almost forgot, dessert. I like these things for some reason. I don't eat them very often, but every now and then, I do like to get me a good snowball. This load here, we got this old Packard. I did knock a hole in the oil pan trying to get it out of the frozen ground. It was stuck in there tight, and I had to yank on it to get it out. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it's not a real valuable car anyway. Probably just gonna get cut up for art. Then this old DeSoto that got burned up in a wildfire. Once again, that's definitely just gonna be art. I was gonna unload these today, but you know what? I am tired of slipping and sliding. My truck slips and slides, the loader slips and slides. I slip and slide. I've fallen I don't know how many times. Of course, my camera was never on every time I fell. That would make for good entertainment, wouldn't it? Then everything I try to pick up is stuck in the ground. I got a bunch of tables and racks and stuff that I want to put in the building sitting out around over there, and it's all frozen in the ground. I almost broke one of them trying to get it out. So I thought, you know what? It's supposed to be really cold, back down to the single digits again tomorrow and the next day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till Monday. I will see you guys then. It's going to be a lot warmer. Might be a little bit wet outside, muddy, but I'd rather deal with that at this point than the frozen. I think Sean's coming back as well, so who knows what we'll get done. I'll see you guys Monday. And welcome back. It is Monday morning. It is warmed up quite a bit. It's still below freezing, and it rained for about 2 hours this morning, like a light misty rain. And so everything is slicker than snot right now. I mean, it is like, you got to be careful walking slick out here. All of these ice patches right here are super slick on top. This area is not too bad, but all the streets on the way here were covered in ice as well, so I had to be careful driving. But Sean is supposed to be here in a little bit. He's going to help me knock out a few more vehicles, make a little bit of room. Pretty much everything over here is still frozen in the ground. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to finish that over there probably tomorrow. We've made quite a bit of progress back here. I still have to get rid of all this stuff right here. Okay, so as usual, all my plans just got changed. I misunderstood Sean. I thought he was coming out here to put a day in of helping cut stuff up and then take a load of stuff. He's going to a swap meet out in Turlock, California. But no, he is just here to pick up the stuff that we pulled off of that fleet line and some other stuff. So that's what we're gonna do today, is get that loaded up. I do know there are a few antique parts in this car here. I was gonna just take the whole car out to my place, but you know what? We might as well just go ahead, get it cleaned out. I know I put this stuff in here years and years ago. I mean, many years ago. I was still a teenager living at home when I put this stuff in here. This is actually one of the cars that I learned to drive a stick in out in my dad's field. Oh, look at that. Some old keyless tilt van columns. Wow, that's pretty cool right there. Those used to be a really common piece. You used to be able to find those all the time. You don't hardly see them anymore, but there's 3 of them right there. I remember pulling those actually. There was a salvage yard over at Newton that we were crushing out, and I saved all the columns out of the vans. I used to have a bunch of them. I sold the rest of them. I would have sold these too if I would have known I had them, but I forgot I had them, so we'll get those out. Those will go good to the swap meet. Anymore, you can buy an I Did It column, brand new, for not too unaffordable, but a lot of people still like the old school stuff. But maybe there's some other stuff in here. We'll kind of dig through it and see what all Sean wants to take. Frozen in the ground. One end's out almost. It was muddy when we put it here. There's one end.
Oh, yeah, this is whatever's that.
There it goes. It's out. Woo. There's the dash out of that fleet line. That was loud. Scared me. Here's all the trim off the car. Bunch of window garnishes, miscellaneous trim. It's pretty rough, but you know, it is hard to find fleet line trim, so if somebody was into fixing it, there's a bunch there that a guy can fix. There's the vent. Somewhere we pulled the ID tags. Oh, here's the, I think this is the passenger door repairable. Somewhere I think we saved the ID tags off of it. I don't know if they're buried down here in this snow or what the deal is. I can't find them. Right there they are. They were just buried in the snow. Yeah, we'll send those. There's the body tag and the serial number tag, so somebody might need those. There's a Buick wheel I've got to take out first. It's on top of the column. And of course this door don't open. There's the door handle. There it is. Nope. I guess we'll just have to pull them out that way. There's one.
Good for a dog dish too.
Oh, yep. All sorts of stuff in here. Some Tonka toys. Mercedes grill, Mercedes hubcaps. Looks like a Plymouth, 74 Plymouth Valiant grill. Huh. I don't even remember saving half this stuff. There's like some old Chevy hubcaps down there. You name it. There we go. Is this a 15 or a 14? Yeah, this is a 15. That wheel will sell good eventually. Some old license plates. A bunch more license plates. What is that one? It says something. This is Ford country. I remember pulling that off. That was on a 1966 or 7 Ford car that I crushed. That was on the front of it, so I saved it. Back when I saved this stuff, I crushed everything. There was nothing safe from the crusher. If I thought it was neat when I was a kid, I'd save it. Otherwise, we did not save it. There's a Chevy truck emblem. Well, that's a 1 or 2 year only, I think.
Yeah.
Being a Loadmaster, I think that's just late 40s. I'm pretty sure you can buy the other ones brand new. I don't know if you can buy the Loadmasters new or not, so that'll probably sell pretty good. If you aren't familiar with these columns, the reason why people like these is because they're tilt columns. So you can mount them and stuff, and then you have the tilt where you can adjust it, but they're keyless. So they're super easy to wire in. All you got to wire in is the horn and the turn signal, and the flashers, that sort of stuff. And then you can just use the key that's on the dash of your car or whatever. You don't actually have to worry about having an ignition and all that stuff like you would on other columns. And so the hot rod guys always like these. Plus they're super simple to mount in. They're a good length, and so people just really like these. like I say, they used to be super common. Used to get these old vans out of the 70s all the time. I think they used these columns in the I think the late 70s, and then in the early 80s is when they went to start putting the keys in the column on those. If I had all those vans back now, that'd be pretty cool, because those vans are kind of popular, but I crushed every one of them. Now we're gonna run in here. I think I have a bicycle, maybe some other stuff. This is that building that I've been wanting to clean out. I want to put it in that semi-trailer. I just haven't been able to get shelves in that semi-trailer. But one of these days, we'll get that done. And then I'll try to hire somebody just to come in here and do nothing but take stuff out of here and take it out there and put it in there. This building here is not a bad building. It just leaks water like crazy. The roof on this thing is toast. And so I've seen this place in here with that deep of water, this entire floor. There's a lot of stuff in here that got ruined, but I got most of the stuff that can get ruined off the floor now. But the main reason I'm in here now, I was wishing these lights would work a little bit better. This GoPro doesn't do very good in the dark, but I've got a couple old bicycles back here. At least one that I'm probably gonna send with Sean. I think I'll probably send this old Schwinn with him. That's a pretty high dollar bike. It's got the Springer fork on it. So that'd make a good swap meet piece. They love these things out there in California. I'm trying to remember where I got this at now. This is the old Schwinn with the airplane on the badge. Pretty cool piece. I think it's a late 40s, early 50s, somewhere in there, if I remember right. I can't for the life of me remember where I got this. I think I might have bought this from somebody that brought it to me because they knew I liked old bikes. I don't deal in bikes as much as I used to. I used to deal in them all the time. That's actually how I got started years ago as far as doing stuff on my own, as I started rebuilding bikes when I got out of high school. Did that for a year or two. Then I realized there wasn't that much money in it, so I kind of gave up on it and started doing other things like eBay. But yeah, I think I'll send that with him. Let's look around, see if there's anything else good and accessible that I can send. I'm keeping that one there. That's an old Schwinn Spider, or not Schwinn, a Sears Spider. Man, I can't talk today. Maybe there's some other stuff we'll find in here. Decided we're gonna go ahead and grab a couple bucket seats out of here. They're not a matching pair, they're both passenger seats. That one that he just took's a Pontiac. I forget what this one is. I think this is a Chevy. Maybe it was a Buick or Olds, I don't know. Whatever it is, he's gonna take them out there and give them a shot. You don't find good condition, rebuildable bucket seats out of those old 60s GM cars that often. There we go. That's all he's gonna take from me. He's gonna head out, load up some of his own stuff, get a good truck and trailer load going. I guess he's going to Turlock. And then after Turlock, there's another brand new swap meet not far from there down in Southern California that he's gonna go to and try it out for a few days as well. So he'll be back here in about a week and a half or so. So I won't have any help for a little while. I guess what the original plan was is he was going to come help me last week and we were going to knock some more stuff out, but with all that freezing cold temperatures we had and everything frozen, it just didn't work out. However, the paint swap meet is coming up as well, and then there's an international swap meet and a bunch more swap meets coming up that he's going to be going to, so I'll give him some stuff to take to those. The way we work it out is he just takes the stuff and he sells it, and then we usually split it unless it's like a really high dollar item that I have a lot invested in. Sometimes we'll split the profit, and sometimes we just go item by item. So it works out for both of us. He gets some more inventory to take with his, and then I don't have to go clear to all these swap meets all over the country. So works out good for both of us. But I guess that Toyota, I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to it. I thought about just going ahead and smashing it, but I mean, it's got that 22R in it that still turns. It's got a halfway decent looking nose on it, and it's got some other parts. So I don't know, I probably should just crush it, but I guess we'll save it. But anyway, I'm gonna hop in the loader. I'm not sure what to do now because I plan on just processing this stuff. I wasn't gonna haul like those Ford truck beds and all that stuff out to my place, but I don't have a torch here. I don't feel like bringing my torch over here. So I guess I'm gonna have to dig that stuff out, get it lined up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and haul it all out to my place, and we'll have to cut it up later. just about out of room to put stuff. I need to take some time to pull all these trees out. I just never quite have the time to do it. I got a bunch of room back up in here. I just got to take all those small trees out of the way first. Oh, good morning, everybody. I'm out here at my place again, getting the gate open. I'm gonna grab the trailer. I can barely walk. That hurt. You say what hurt? I just tagged this trailer. Whew. $2,500 to tag this thing. Man, they get you good here. It cost me about $1,000 a year just to renew the tags on my truck. That's not even what I spent the first time I tagged it. But man, I mean, it's a nice trailer, but that's gonna hurt every year when I have to tag this thing. What's wild is my other trailer only cost me $56 a year to tag. And I think they have it wrong in their system or something. I don't know. I don't know why it's so cheap, because my dad's car trailer is 10 years older than my trailer, and it's just a car trailer. And he pays like $200 and some dollars. There's a bonus. That must have fell out of that burnt car. Kind of a interesting design on those old heater cores in the old cars. They were actually in the floor of the car. They weren't on the firewall, like the little bit newer ones. Back in the 40s and 50s, they put them in the floor. So good piece of copper. We'll throw it over here, pick it up later. Yeah, I got all this stuff on here. I think what I'm gonna do is, most of this is just glass and trash. I'm gonna pull it next to the trash can when I pull it out, and I'll shovel it all off into there. Everything's frozen in the ground, even this car. I keep thinking one of these days it's gonna thaw out, but it never does. There we go. I guess it's thawed out enough to where I can get this stuff out of the dirt now, finally. Well, I made the executive decision that I'm just gonna leave my big trailer right here. I don't really need it anymore over there. I don't have any more vehicles that I need to move. Fix my hat a little bit. There's all sorts of crooked. But anyway, I have a ton of vehicles over there that need to come out here, obviously. But I'm running out of room to put them out here. I need to take a boatload of trees out. So all the other vehicles that are over there, I don't need to bring them out here. I'm not going to. I do have those truck beds and that Toyota pickup I wanted to cut up and some stuff like that, but I got room. I can stash it over there. Plus, I haven't started the loader out here yet today, and so I'd have to let it run for quite a while, and I'm running out of time already. It's been one thing after another. But I might have some other stuff going on as well, so we'll just have to see how it goes. So you may be wondering what I'm doing here, and I had a buyer that's been buying all of our aluminum wheels with the tires on them, and then he takes them home and pulls the tires off, and he's been buying about 100 to 120 at a time. Well, over the Christmas break, I was out of town in California, and after I got back, I never could get a hold of him again. We've tried calling him and texting him over and over and over again, and it's like he fell off the face of the earth. I really don't know what happened. And so now I had all these wheels in the way, didn't really have anywhere to put them. I didn't have time to dismount them, so we talked to the company that buys our cars for shred and asked them if there's any way they would buy a few loads of wheels and tires from us. It comes out to about $1 a piece less than what the other guy was giving us, but we have to move them. I tell you what, that is a workout, stacking wet tires and frozen tires. You get slimy, you get wet, and just flat out wears you out. I actually started sweating though in the process. I got all those stacked. I got 43 of them stacked up there at the front. And I took the next truck bed, instead of having to go out here and step down into the truck bed, I just took it and I just dumped it out right here. That way I can just stack them again. It would be much easier, and I might be able to get them all in here just dumping them, but I'm just worried that if I do that, once I do that, that's it. And so if I have some left over, I'm up a creek. Whereas if I do it like this and I have extra room left over, I've got more wheels and tires I can go get out and stack in here. But I've got to go run some errands real quick, so that's all I'm going to get done for today. Plus it's starting to rain pretty heavy, and fog and mist or something, I don't know, but it's cold. So I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys in the morning. This stuff reminds me of that scene in Waterworld where he's in the cage and they drop him in the pit of that sludge and he's slowly sinking. This is just some nasty, slimy stuff out here. But the good news is it's only supposed to get down to 31 tonight, so it probably won't freeze again. So I think probably by this weekend, most of the snow will be gone, which is definitely good. Hopefully by tomorrow anyway, all the stuff that's up in there, the stuff that was kind of laying around on the ground still, there's a lot of stuff that's still under snow or frozen in the ground, or I want to let it thaw out a little bit more before I finish that area. I got 235 wheels in here, wheels with tires on them. Don't know if they'll ever buy another load from us again or not. I guess we'll find out. I could probably get a few more in there if I really wanted to. However, the only room I have left is at the very back, and I'm worried about them going down the highway and their wheels and tires, you know, so I'm worried one of them will bounce and fly out the back and hit somebody. So I just called it good. I could probably get 250 in there if I really wanted to. But 235 is good enough. That's all I had accessible anyway. I'd have to go dig more out. Check this stuff out. This was solid ice this morning when I got here, and now it's like a slurry mix. Slush. It can't drain because there's still snow stopping it up there. So hopefully once it melts a little bit better, it'll start draining and I won't have a swimming pool right here. I can almost take an ice bath in this. As you can see, we are making some progress finally. I'm just about done. There's a few catalytic converters laying over there. I didn't even know they were there. They were underneath the car, but there's only about 4 or 5 of them. So I'll probably drive in here after lunch and grab those. Got all the junk picked up and thrown in that truck bed. There were a few batteries laying around, so I gathered those up and put them in that truck bed. Got everything else picked up, so that area is cleaned out. I have a little bit over here yet to pick up. This hood here, I saved my hoods that are already off and I put them on the ground underneath the crusher. I've already got a row of fresh hoods over there, so I'll just set the hood off to the side. But I got a little bit of stuff laying around here. A couple little batteries that I can throw in this truck bed right here with a box of all these. And then of course I got this Prius right here. I keep thinking I need to advertise it for parts and try to part it out because I know they part out pretty good, but at the same time I don't really care. I don't really want to mess with it, so I haven't decided yet what I want to do with it. If I do scrap it out, it has a hybrid battery back here in the trunk area. I've got to get that out of it, but we will decide on that later. Other than that though, we are done. Once I move those last few things right through there, it's all cleared out, nice and empty through here to where I can actually get in here again. The original road, believe it or not, was actually right about here. It wasn't straight in the gate. The gate coming in straight went kind of this way, but even back then we knew we weren't going to be coming straight in. We were going to kind of come at an angle, so it kind of came to where I'm at right now, right here. And then the road went off this way, and then it curved around that way. The thing is I kind of filled this whole area in years ago, and so I started going this way, and it was turned into a mud pit, so we re-rocked it all right here. So really, from about where that Ford truck is over there, all the way to about where these hoods and whatnot are right here. And then kind of that way, all the way, that whole direction over there is rocked really good. So that was really my main goal, is I wanted to get this open again through here. I'd like to go ahead and open it up all the way, probably back to this blue Ford eventually, but for now, this is all I needed to get done. But I will finish that here in a little bit. I've got to run out to my place real quick. I have a few people wanting pictures of stuff. Feels like I send 1,000 pictures to sell one car, but oh well, what do you do? It looks weird out here, look at this. You can see my river running down the driveway from all the snow melting, but I can see the ground again. It's been covered in snow for so long, I forgot what it looked like. All month long, ever since I got back from California, it's been one snow after another. But here we go. I've got 2 people interested in this Orange International over here. And the bad part is I'm going to send pictures to both of them. One contacted me one day and the other one contacted me the next day. And so if I rely on just the first one and then they back out, then I'm up a creek because I should have went after the second one too. So I'm going to send them both pictures, and whichever one says they want it first gets it. Next up, I've got this Ranchero right here. I have somebody interested in it. It's one of those cars that it's kind of rough. It's missing the hood, been missing the hood for a long time. So I'm sure the engine is junk, but the body on this thing really isn't that bad. Okay, I ended up sending pictures of about a dozen vehicles to people. Now I'm up here in the building getting some stuff that's sold on eBay. A Ford truck hood ornament and a Cadillac carburetor. I sent those pictures out, and 3 of the people have already messaged me back or emailed me back and said, oh, that vehicle has rust on it. I want one that's rust free. I said, well, good luck with that. But yeah, the only time you find something like that is when it's been kept in the family, in the garage, or in a barn or something like that for the last 30 years. And anymore, those vehicles are pretty pricey. Everybody wants a $1,500 truck, but they want it in $15,000 truck condition. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but that absolutely drives me up the wall when people ask if I have anything for sale. And I say, yeah, I've got stuff, but it's all stuff that's been sitting in a field for 30, 40, 50 years. It's not going to be nice stuff. And they say, oh, that's okay. It's better than what we have around here. And then I send them pictures, and I don't know. I think I'm done to send pictures for the week, so I guess it's time to cut some more stuff up. Usually about the only time the vehicles sell is when I go through a big cut up phase where I just cut a whole bunch of vehicles up, and then everybody says, oh, he's serious. He actually is going to cut that stuff up and crush it. I guess if I want it, I better go ahead and buy it. And then people on the internet are always like, well, if you would advertise that stuff better, it would sell. Yeah, advertise it better and talk to people and spend countless hours and hours and hours and hours and hours trying to sell it just for most people to back out or tell me that I'm crazy. Whereas I can cut it up and crush it for actually usually more money than what I'm selling them for. So you tell me, what would you do if you were in business? Now, I know all of you that follow me all the time, you already understand all that. I guess that was for the new viewers that don't know why I do what I do. But okay, I'm done venting, back to being positive. Let's get back to the yard and get to work. I think most of this is probably just gonna be scrapped. I'm gonna save this window garnish here. That's a good art piece. Is there 2 of them here? Yeah, there's 2 of them here. So yeah, we'll save those. See what else we got in here. This is kind of neat. Yeah, there we go. That's got good patina on it. If somebody wanted a vintage style Christmas tree holder, believe it or not, stuff like that sells pretty good. So we'll save that. What else we got in here? This is good aluminum breakage. Fortunately, I happen to have some aluminum breakage right here. See what else we got. Some expanded metal. I'm always using that, so I'll save that. What are these? Oh, for cooking over a campfire. Yeah, why not? They're not in too bad a shape. I guess I'll save those. I think there's 2 of them here. Yeah, they need a good cleaning, but they're in pretty good shape other than that. Let's see, what else we got in here? Oh, here's a hunk of a copper radiator. Throw that over there. What else we got? Looks like there's a license plate at the bottom of that, so I'll have to empty this out. There's small breakage. See if I can make it from here without it bouncing out. I'm gonna go for the back one. Made it. Okay, what's this? I think this is a Studebaker fender. Yeah, it's an old bullet nose fender, so yeah, we'll save that. I might need that for something. For art anyway. Obviously the fender itself is junk, so if nothing else, it's got a usable headlight ring on it for art. Is this door anything? Nah, the door just looks like junk to me. Some more window garnishes. We'll hang on to those. Anything in this box? No, just rusty junk tools. What's in this box? I don't know, I can't get it open. There's what was in there, clear full of nails and whatnot. So I'll just close that back up. Let's see here. That's kind of neat. I guess we'll hang on to that. There's another one back here. Not a high value item, but somebody might need them for art. Jar 606. That looks like everything in there. Move this door out of the way. See if there's anything under here. Looks like a moped wheel or something. That can go in the breakage. Throw that out. Oh, I might save these two bed rails here. Probably not that one, but these two here I might save. The reason why is because those make really good cheap angle iron. If you just need small pieces of angle iron to put stuff together, it's real lightweight. I've used a lot of it in the past, so I'll go ahead and drag those out here in a second. So yeah, we got quite a bit of good stuff out of there. Nothing super good, nothing super valuable, but definitely worth more than scrap. And this is all stuff that I regularly sell, so it's not like stuff that, oh, I might use that or sell that someday. It's stuff that I know I can sell. Some of this in here, I might be able to sell that gate someday, but I don't feel like messing with it. I only saved the good, guaranteed stuff. Throw this in the breakage before I forget. It's fairly heavy. They picked up those wheels. I don't know what they weighed. The load my dad sent in, they averaged a little over 41 pounds a piece. And so that came out a little bit less than what we were getting paid for our wheels with tires on them with that other guy. But like I mentioned on that, he dropped off the face of the earth. So I mean, it's close to the same price. I think next week sometime they're gonna bring me another dumpster over here for a load of aluminum breakage. I don't have that much here. I wish I had a little bit more. I mean, I probably have about 7,000 or 8,000 pounds. So, I mean, I think that's enough for a load. Maybe a little bit more than that. This is probably the heaviest truck bed here, but we will worry about that later. This area here, like I say, I just got to move these truck beds. The one I put those batteries in, the one I put all the scrap in, and then this area will be cleared out good enough. I have an idea in my head of something I want to do. If I do that idea, I'll probably have to go ahead and get rid of 2 more rows of these cars here. This 4Runner, Mercedes, Dodge, and then probably that Ford and that Mustang, this Ford here, and the Ford in front of that. This must be the Ford row right here. There's a few more scrap cars right there. It looks like a Mountaineer or something, or Dakota, a Firebird, who knows what, a Cadillac. I can't tell what else is over there. Those are scrap, and there's a Jeep back there that's scrap, and there's that 67 to 72 Chevy 3/4 ton over there. It's just scrap, it's stripped out. Honestly, that Econoline, I don't know, it might just be scrap too. No, that's right, that Econoline actually has an automatic steering column in it, which is somewhat unusual. It's not like a super rare piece, but it is a fairly rare piece, so I figured somebody might want to buy that. But this may all be a future project as well, getting all this cleared out, and I will only do that if I decide to do what I think I might do right here in this area. But it is definitely nice having this big open area cleared out. This is the most space I've had in here in a lot of years. Now that I am done with this project, tomorrow I'm going to be out at my yard doing stuff out there. I'll probably make a separate video out there. But then next week when I come back over here, I'm going to start crushing again over there in the pile over yonder. You guys know I've been working on this area now for a little while, but before that I was crushing cars out of the pile. There's still a bunch over there, and I'd like to eliminate that entire pile, if I can anyway, by spring. We'll see if it happens. You guys know my life is pure chaos sometimes as far as scheduling, so we'll see what happens. And with that, I believe we are done here. I have been working on this video for the last, I don't even know, 2 weeks, week and a half, something like that. I've been working on it for a long time. Between the weather and the frozen and the snow and everything else, it's been an ordeal. Plus, I've been busy doing a lot of other stuff that I didn't record, but I think this is a good closing point for this video. I'm not sure what the main focus of this video was. Probably that cool stuff that we found in that car. That was pretty interesting, so I guess that'll be the thumbnail. Tomorrow, though, I think I'm going to make a video all in one day because we bought a couple cool vehicles. I have a couple more vehicles on their way in, so it might be an interesting day. I'm not sure what I'll get up to. Don't have any help tomorrow, but I've got a lot of things going on out at my place, so I guess I'll just see you guys in another video out there. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. As always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, and remember to get out there, find yourself an adventure. We'll see you on the next one.